Hey everyone, so I wanted to show just another example of using AI, not just to create something generic, but really helping automate workflows, which is what people want to use it for. I think when you hear AI, you just think, okay, throw something at this, but at the end of the day, AI is at its best use case when it's taking stuff that takes a lot of time and then shortens that amount of time. So in this instance, it is an AI sales stack. The way we kind of get to the point of knowing, exactly what specifically needs to be automated really matters in terms of, I guess, how you're answering all the questions in the upfront. Because the more context you give the model, the better the output is going to be. Okay, so the way we figure out, exactly what are the specific points for each sales team is by answering a couple questions. So here we got four. Let's say it's a B2B sales team, 2 to 5 people. Use HubSpot and Apollo, two very common tools. Let's say, for the biggest bottleneck, I'm going to say managing follow-ups, and I just want to clarify once I press this. Okay, so now we have kind of this entire pipeline. So this is basically showing if this entire kind of chart is the fully optimized sales workflow based off of the questions we have, all of the green buckets, prospect discovery, lead scoring, HubSpot sync, and again, that's all based on all of the questions we already answered. This is what we currently have. The blue buckets are what we'd want to build next, and then from that going into later are all the things in gray. And you can click into them and it will give you just kind of like a more in-depth what is prospect discovery, what does it do, why does it matter, etc., etc. So I have Claude embedded into this. Basically, the way the model works is that when you click on these nodes, it's triggering Claude to explain what is kind of segmented here. So prospect discovery. You can also go deeper if you want. And as this loads, I'll just explain. This is now telling the Claude model that the user has requested, going deeper within kind of what this is, and now I want to explain it more. So again, this step-by-step build order for how you would go deeper in prospect discovery: define your ICP, connect Apollo to HubSpot, layer in LinkedIn Sales Nav. Again, this is now telling Claude, I want to beef out my prospect discovery system. How do I do it? I know salespeople probably squirm when they hear about AI message writing, but just another good example of this. Based on us having kind of low reply rates as the outline problem, now the AI message writer is being told, really how we're going to connect it to HubSpot and Apollo, the wins we're going to see immediately with follow-up sequences, practical starting points, etc. And again, you can go deeper and beef this out the same way you're doing with all of the pipelines that you already have. And I think one more overview that I want to have is just on one of the blue nodes. So reply triage. Again, this is helping to qualify kind of what it does, why it matters, reading every inbound reply to your outbound sequences, classifying exactly what the intent is. Is it we are interested, not now, wrong person, whatever. Also now, how do we connect it to your specific CRM tools? Outside of the pipeline itself, we have a feedback loop. So this is basically saying within whatever your sales motion is, how do we layer AI into it to just consistently be updating what's working and what's not? So for example, outcome logging, as it's explaining it, it's saying what it does, why it matters. So let's systematically record what happens after every sales touch point. How do we connect it to HubSpot and Apollo? Because again, that's what I outlined for this specific use case as the tools that are being used. And this is just showing how many intuitive ways you can use AI as long as you're pointing it in the right direction. Okay, now I think I gave enough overview on kind of all aspects of what this is. So let me generate the plan now. And it's building now what the four components, based off those answers, what the 90-day build plan is going to be. Okay, we need to do outcome logging first, reply triage, managing follow-ups, etc. So we took kind of the entire macro of here are all of the 24 total nodes that can be encompassed into the fully beefed out plan. But these are kind of the quick wins now. Like I said, once these foundations are locked in. So yeah, there's just so many different ways. And especially in sales, I used to work in sales. That's why I do a lot of examples kind of in that domain. But it really is just incredible what AI can do. If you want to learn more about this AI sales stack builder or anything else, please check out my website, griffguidesai.com. You can book a call to talk with me just about anything AI, automation, etc. Always excited to learn, always excited to tell people more about everything that AI can do. And yeah, have a great day.